Hey Wilder folks, Alicia here. This week's 6-minute mobility is going to be focused on internal rotation of your femur. To get started, let's passively stretch this range of motion, and we're going to do that by getting down on your back. I'm going to get you to walk your feet apart and let your knees come together slightly. Now, depending on you, you're going to have the feet a different distance apart to allow this to happen. The foot can hinge off the ground, and you can also play with different amounts of distance between your heels and your butt. From here, we're just going to hang out in this position. You shouldn't feel strained through the knee. If anything, a little bit of a groin stretch, maybe a little stretch on the outside of the hip, like kind of deep inside there. But from there, we are going to push into our feet for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now, when you do this push, I want you to almost feel like you're going to come into a bridge. So it's this motion, but we're not going to come up. So really trying to push those feet into the ground. Again, for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And relax. Let's shake it out. We're going to do something similar, but now on all fours. So coming on to your front, I want you to get one leg 90 degrees at the hip and knee. We're then going to push back with our hips slightly and over to the side. So it's a really small movement. If you need to, you can bring your foot over to the side to help it happen. But I want you to search for just a little bit of pressure through the hip capsule right here. When we find that pressure, just want you to sit in it for a couple seconds. So this one, again, it's going to take some knowledge of your own body to find. I will cut to a video of me doing this from the front so you can see exactly what those angles are like. Let's find this on our second side. So 90 degrees-ish at the hip and knee. We want to then push the hips while keeping them both pointed straight towards the mat, back and to the side just a little bit to get a stretch through that hip capsule. Or to get a stretch, to feel a stretch where your femur would interact with your pelvis. We're just going to hold that for a couple seconds, and we're going to find it again on the other side. Good. So you might have to cross over further now than you did before. Get really aware. Don't want to be back here to find that stretch. We can find it a little sooner, then that's what we want to do. But we're just going to hold that for a few seconds. Breathe into it. You might feel it just kind of relax and release. That's awesome. Depends on the day for me, certainly. And the amount of flexion that you're going to need here is certainly going to change as well. Finding it on our second side and staying in that stretch for a couple moments. Awesome. All right, now we are going to come on to our butt. Both knees at 45 degrees-ish. And from there, I want you to sit up and then come back down. We're going to be doing 5 of these on one side. And as you come up, I want you to try and make that happen by pushing this foot into the ground. That is really going to help us get deep into that stretch. And this back leg, I want this knee to stay connected as well. If you want to add a little extra internal rotation, you can lift this one slightly at the bottom of each rep. But now we're going to switch to our second side. So you can either windshield yourself over. I'm going to rotate so I can still see you here. And now we get to do this on our second side. So pay attention, is one side smoother than the other? Do they feel pretty even? The better we get at this, the farther we can walk this foot from our hips. But always, it depends where you're at today. Adding that little lift if we want to at the bottom here. Good. Finally, now we're going to come onto our back one more time. And I want you to pick up one leg, hold the femur. We're then going to just try and rotate the foot out while keeping the thigh exactly where it is. Well, that's not true. The whole thigh is rotating. We want to keep the knee where it is in space and have that rotation come from the femur rotating in the hip socket. So hips should stay totally still here. And bring it down. We'll go to second side. So again, you could try this at different angles. I like to try it at 90 degrees first because it's the easiest to feel what's going on. It's definitely easy to compensate for this one by, moving the hips a little bit or by shifting the hips up. And instead, we're going to keep everything still and let that internal rotation happen. Good. Now we're gonna finish up. We've got about 10 seconds left here. And we're just gonna let the thigh bones turn in and turn out as we're laying here on the ground. Now that might not feel like a lot, but it is gonna have a huge impact over time. I hope you have a wilder week and we'll see you guys soon.